Hello. Today I will be talking about Fermi Paradox. The Fermi Paradox basically asks the question: where is everyone? Where are other races of aliens or other civilizations? Why they won't meet with us and exchange knowledge and so on and so forth? And from my point of view, the answer is pretty simple. There is not only the distance between those civilizations is so large it's impossible, but it may happen that in in our cosmos, in our galaxy, let's stay with our galaxy, there there are tiny like sparks of civilization who will be born. They rise up and they die like almost instantly from the perspective of eternity. And one civilization is here, dies down. The other civilization is here, dies down. This civilization was born up after a couple of millennia, dies. And this makes impossible because those civilizations existed maybe even very near us, but they died out because they existed in different time periods than we are currently existing. And if we assume that, that means that we will be never able to meet the other alien, only the remnants or ruins of their civilization if they had a very strong material to hold off corrosion and such. So for from my perspective, it's impossible to meet civilizations in Aura Centauri and Cassiopeia and so on and so forth because we live in different periods of time, and every period of this time was like so so much time is between those periods that if we as civilization of people were in caves, the civilization of highly advanced race was dying and then died when we were like in 20th century, for example. That's only speculation, but this is the most possible solution to Fermi paradox in my opinion, that the civilizations across the cosmos in different galaxies are born and die before they ever uh, are capable of reaching long travel faster than light travel. And probably the whole ending of the civilizations happens before inventing technology which allows us travel faster than light. And probably this is the solution to Fermi paradox. So that's my thoughts, my 3 cents on the matter. And the best way to like visualize this is like to have like like let's say a bucket of water, a bucket of water, and you have like water dispensers, like 12 water dispensers which will produce 1 drop of water every like second, but they won't go instantly. They will go after each other, take turns. They will take turns. The mechanism should be simple for any engineer to invent it, and let's see what will happen. One drop of water goes to the surface of the water in the bucket. Plum. And in this short span of time, the civilization was born. The civilization advanced to, let's say, near space travel around a globe, which this civilization inhabited, and then they die. So there is no more like a chance to meet this civilization, and or everything goes to shit. And in another second, another civilization is born, and in 1 second, it dies. So we can observe how those civilizations like are born and spread their radio waves across space, but they soon will die and everything will be back to static. So, my best guess is to hunt for radio waves, but there is only one problem: the stars and the noise of Big Bang. Probably Big Bang, because we don't know if uh, cosmos is perpetual, mm, like self-creating engine or something close to an engine. But let's not talk about it. So those civilizations appear in remote location, totally not predictable, and predictable, let's say not, they are predictable because you need a certain environment for life to thrive, a carbon based life, like we are carbon based life. But even on those planets, which are few, if one civilization will be born, the civilization which will be great or greater or lesser than us, then this civilization soon will die out. And after this, there is no memory of it. We if we ever invent travel faster than light, then we could go back in time to see those civilizations, but we need to be prepared for some time shenanigans happening, because we don't know yet how the time travel works, like what events could be influenced in, and what type of time travel we are talking about, because this is not like J.K. Rowling time travel, or maybe this is not even a Steins Gate anime travel, but there there will be this problem because we will never meet another alien. We never meet them because the chance that the two civilization on in one solar system will be born more or less in the same time frame are extremely low, given the fact that you need a very, maybe not very, but certain conditions for carbon life to evolve and thrive, and then in the in to finally produce a maybe not unit, but species, which of highly intelligent creatures, which are able to manufacture, create, and experiment with materials. So yeah, so it not only making of that kind of civilization makes a lot of time, then you need to like you need you well, it's like your keyboard. You are typing random letters far away from each other on keyboard, and you do this randomly, and even if and you need to do this one at a time, not two simultaneously, but one at a time. And that's what mostly is happening, maybe, in my opinion, in cosmos. The civilizations are born, and uh, with pulling out your finger from keyboard, they die. And this is all I have to say. This is like my thoughts on the matter. Why the this is my solution basically to Fermi paradox. But this is just one giant maybe. It's probable, but is that applicable to every scenario? I don't think so, but maybe some of like great thinkers in uh, or astrophysicists will pick up on this topic, because it's really interesting. The notion, the thought that we cannot meet with other fellow starmen because we were born in different frames of time, and we are unable to exist in one time frame when the both civilization have the means to meet each other and trade, explore, and share the knowledge. This is like the most like depressing stuff I come up with. Like, you know, right now the hand which is pointing in the air can also point a planet on which civilization will thrive and go to the orbit like a million years into the future. So we will never meet. But if uh, if time travel is impossible, and travel faster than light is also impossible, then we are screwed, and big time. We are screwed big time, because we will never find another life nearby our solar system to, to maybe not life in the sense of animal or organism, but life in the sense which will be similar to ours, the thinking brain, the hands. Like, we will never meet a civilization which will even be able to like exchange information, because uh, not only we will be clueless how they think, but also clueless uh, what language and what organs which make sound they produce. So the search for life outside our planet, it's gonna be a Sisyphus work. a Sisyphus work for a long time. Maybe, just maybe, because remember, even if those droplets will be tapping on the on the water in the bucket, sometimes maybe just by pure chance there will be two droplets which will end up in very close relation to each other and in the same, almost the same time frame. But cosmos is so vast, and the civilization which might already existed will is, in my opinion, so large that the probability of failure to meet is higher than probability of actually meeting an other civilization, because we will exist maybe even in close proximity to each other, but in different time frames. This one in 22nd century, this one in 450 century, and other. So we even be a close neighbors to each other, but we would live and we will die in very different, completely separate time frames. Like this was we and this was they, and how much distance is of time is between them. It's very depressing, I know, but if you think about it, that's like the solution to Fermi paradox. That's like the most possible solution to Fermi paradox, in my opinion. I'm not a scientist. Don't have PhD. I just like listen to stuff about cosmos and the great uh, astrophysicist is Neil deGrasse Tyson. So I watch his content on Star Talk. And what do you think of it? Like, is this idea I presented possible? Possible, because it will be huge. It will be huge if we cannot meet with other aliens because we live in different time frames. Then we will only able to sniff out uh, dust of other civilizations long past and those long yet to be born. And probably the, I don't know, the probability of not finding them alive, in my opinion, is much higher than not than finding them. And let's remember, those civilizations are not only limited to our galaxy. This also applies to other galaxies. And what will be there be, will be there be a configuration of like spontaneous uh, birth of two civilizations in close proximity to each other. This could be possible, but I don't know. It's like nail on couch jaw, outside of like watching astrophysics and quantum, for example. Uh, also a big thinker and professor of quantum physics on university. But yeah, the people will be, maybe a little bit happy because there is no danger other than comets and meteors. But you know, it really depends if any civilization before us was able to travel into cosmos for centuries. That's a good question because the ships will need a fuel, it will need an energy. Energy is quite possible to obtain by solar radiation and other forms of radiation. But uh, but those ships, they would need to have food, shelter, and medic medical stuff. And I don't know, maybe we will see for themselves what one day, if this little theory, let's say theory, is mine, is right. But yeah, that's like, I don't know, I really don't know, because this is like, I don't know. Hmm. For example, let's say the Mars had civilization which was thriving, and they all life died out because they were not able to like invent starships. Let's say this is what will be happening, in my opinion, and what is happening, in my opinion, constantly in our Milky Way, in other galaxies. The fact that some civilization was, they are no longer here. We existed in the different time frames, and we couldn't even be able to speak to each other because we lived in different time frames, in different times, in different eras. This civilization started and died, and this our civilization started and will die. So yeah, that's my thoughts, and I won't be having more time for talk about it because I repeat it almost like 4 or 5 times my, let's say, thoughts on the matter. So that's all, and see ya.